Hi, Father Pat here again. One of the questions that I'm asked from time to time, and one you may receive yourself, is why Chalice, as opposed to another sponsorship program? And that's a legitimate question. Most often it is because a donor is concerned about the good stewardship of their donations. So I tell them that since our inception, Chalice has always spent less than 10% on administration and fundraising. They ask, how is that possible? And I tell them it's because our primary fundraising tool or mechanism has always been parish appeals, up until now done by deacons. You may have hosted one yourself and invited a deacon into your parish. This is the first year we've actually asked parish priests to make the appeal and invite parishioners into considering sponsorship. Fundraising through and in parishes who do not charge a fee has enabled Chalice to allocate over 90% to our mission. Chalice remains always faithful to the Church, and we rely solely on Catholics for our support. We receive no government funding, no corporate funding, and so we can remain faithful to our mission, Christ to the poor and poor to Christ, without any compulsion to act in any way contrary to our faith, and that's important to us. Many ask, how does Chalice and what does Chalice do with the funds in the sites? Well, we send what we call direct family funding. Every family who has a child sponsor receives a cash benefit, and it goes directly into the child's primary guardian, usually the child's mother or grandmother, though more lately, fathers participate up to now about 20%. At the beginning, it was mostly mothers. Now, fathers seem to participate more, which is also good. We're proud of that. And they join family circles, and we meet with those circles. And in that circle, we listen, and they tell us and help us how to use best those funds. Now, this method of sponsorship is unique to Chalice. Rather than just giving a handout, we establish and nurture these caring relationships in the circles. And as a result, the families not only benefit from what they receive, they also share what they receive because they feel they're part of something larger than themselves. For example, within their own group, their own circle, they combine the funds they receive and give microloans to each other. So if a family is in an emergency situation, they actually begin to help each other. Or, as another example, do you remember the earthquake in Haiti? We had sites calling us, or at least contacting us and saying, can you send our funds to Haiti to help them? More recently, we had requests from Africa to send their funds for a quarter, 3 months, to Ukraine. They, the very, very poor, wanted to help. And they felt empowered to speak up, knowing that we listen through these circles. The poor have a voice. That's very important to them and to us. And because we send the funds directly to the families, we were able to help even while the war was going on. Even those families that were refugees in other countries, we could still reach out to them. Sponsoring with Chalice establishes a whole series of relationships that supports the whole family in a local group that reaches out into the community. It's larger than just one family, one child. And because we're Catholic, and all of our sites are under the direction of religious orders, priests, or lay people working in diocese, the Church is actively visible, doing meaningful work and making significant differences in people's lives. it becomes a work of the church, our Catholic Church. And knowing this, our sponsors see that their donation is an expression of their faith and love in Christ. That's very important to us as well. So I appreciate and thank you for allowing us to invite people into the work of the church, the work for the poor and with the poor, to express Christ's love in our world, in our global world, our universal church. May God bless you in your appeal, and I wish you all God's grace.